Hello, welcome everyone. Today's class we will learn about Java introduction. So in the first classes we have learned about different types or various generation programming language such as first generation programming language to fifth generation programming languages. And yes, just to recall that all. Now discussing about Java. So Java is a third generation programming language. It is a popular third generation programming language. So in third generation programming language, the languages are near to the human languages, is it? And in third generation programming language, the high level language or near to human languages. And for the translation from high level language to machine level language, translator software such as compiler and interpreter has evolved. These all you have to recollect it, okay? This year we are going to learn about Java programming language. So you know Java is an object-oriented programming concept or programming language. We have checked the difference between object-oriented programming and procedure-oriented programming and different programming paradigms, isn't it? Yes, just to recall these all. Okay, so Java's originally named as Oak by James Gosling. Later it renamed as Java. So the developer of Java is James Gosling. Java is both a programming language and a platform. So programming language in the sense, you know, last year you have done C++, it is a programming language. And you know, or we are using that programming language to create so many programs, write or create any application or programs, isn't it? Yes, like any other programming language, Java also used to create or various types of computer applications. That's why Java fits the definition of a programming language. So Java is both a programming language and a platform. So what is a platform? The actual definition of a platform indicates platform is the combination of hardware and software. The combination of hardware and software is known as platform. So here Java is as a platform and as a programming language. So Java is as a platform means it is act as a platform for application development. Example, platform means, if you want to understand in deep, means if example Windows 10 software operating system we are using on particular hardware, is it Intel Core or something like that. Or if we want to use a Mac operating system, means we need an hardware of Power Macs, like that. That is a combination of software and hardware termed as platform. But this Java platform is a new software platform different from other platforms. It is not the same. It is different. It is actually a software platform used to design, deliver and run highly interactive, dynamic and secure applications on network computer system. Mainly Java is focusing on the network systems. That's why Java is more popular and mostly it is using in the network operating system, network automated systems and for the web page development or web applications like that. That's why Java is most popular language. So you understood Java can be as a programming language and a platform. Programming language in the sense like any other programming language like C or C++, what is the use of the programming language? The same Java can be also used to create various applications or to write many programs, that is programming language. As a platform means it will provide a platform for application development. That is the programming language and a platform. Okay. Just consider you are writing a program in C++ or Java. After writing the program, what we will do? We need to compile it, is it? we will compile it, and if any errors means we should debug it. At the last, after removing the errors, after the debugging, we will get the corresponding output of the program. So while we are writing a program, that program is which language? High level language. This high level language should be understandable by the machine. So that's why we are compiling. The compilation process means it is converting. When we are clicking on compile button, what is the process is going on? It will convert the source code or the program, what we have written the program, into the machine code. So that process is known as compilation. So what is source code? Source code means that program or code which you are writing, that is written by a programmer, is called source code or a source program. Okay, so after the program has written, the program is known as source code, must be converted into machine understandable executable code. And this machine understandable executable code is called as object code or native executable code, so that the system can understand and run that code, and finally it will produce the output. Let's look the process of ordinary compilation. The process of converting a source program or source code into machine code is called compilation. The converted machine code depends on the platform it is executing upon. That means different platforms, different machine code is produced, and the resultant machine code is called native executable code. This one, native executable code, that is the resultant machine code produced by the machines. So to understand the ordinary compilation process, here I have given a pictorial representation. So source program, this is the source program. The source program means the program you are writing, isn't it? That is the source program. After writing the source program, what we will do? We will compile it. Here we consider first one. This is the Macintosh. On the operating system Macintosh. So consider we are doing the program in the Macintosh operating in the system which has Macintosh operating system. So this source program, when we are applying, when we are compiling it, compiler for Macintosh compiles the source program, and it will produce what it will produce, machine code for the particular operating system or the particular platform. Or we can consider another operating system, compile Windows 10. So how it will convert this source program, the same source program, we can consider same source program compiles for Windows, compiles, that is compiler for Windows 10 compiles it and produce machine code for Windows 10. And another one, last one is the Unix. Unix means another operating system. So corresponding compiler for that operating system will compile and it will produce the machine code corresponding to the platform. So this is the ordinary compilation process. So in the ordinary compilation process means source program is converted into machine code based on the platform or the operating system and the hardware. Example, if you are considering the Macintosh operating system, so the source program is compiled with the compiler of Macintosh and it will produce the machine code for Macintosh. And this is the important point, it will produce the machine code for Macintosh. And next, when using the another operating system, it will produce the machine code for that respective operating system. Windows 10, and the one is for like this, different operating system or different platforms, different machine code is produced, and this resultant machine code is known as native executable code. So in the ordinary compilation process, source code is compiled or translated to the machine code or the object code through the compiler. So for a different platform, we need to change the compiler and sometimes the code too, because each platform requires different type of executable code. Example, Windows requires an executable for file like .exe file. Linux requires a Linux executable file like that. But the application developed with Java is not the same case. Java applications are compiled and the Java compiler doesn't produce object code, rather than it produces bytecode. That is the difference between ordinary compilation and the Java compilation. In ordinary compilation, source code is compiled by the system and it is producing an object code. But in the case of Java, it is Java, when Java application is compiling, it produces an object code, it produces a bytecode rather than an object code. And this bytecode makes the Java application platform independent. Here, each native executable code is directly executed on the corresponding computer for which it has been created. Set example, let's look at the example here. Macintosh compiler creates a native code which is directly executed on a Macintosh computer. Similarly, Windows compiler creates a native executable code that is directly executed for the Windows system, like Unix also. So, this is the ordinary compilation process. What is the main difference between ordinary compilation and Java compilation? Ordinary compilation means directly converting source code into machine code, and it will be different platforms and different machine code produce different native executable code. But in the case of Java, it is different. So next one is the Java compilation process. Let's see how the compilation process, Java compilation process differs from other ordinary compilation. So when we are writing a program, one more thing, in Java there are two cases. One is compilation and interpretation. In ordinary process, sometimes compilation, either one will be there, compilation or interpretation. But in the case of Java, there are two processes together. One is compilation, the next one is interpretation. That is, whatever code we are writing, that is the source code. That source code is compiling first. It is using the Java compiler, it is compiling and it produces a bytecode. That bytecode with an extension .class, and the source code we are writing the program, that source code is saving with an extension .java. That source code is compiled by the Java compiler and produces a bytecode with an extension .class. And this bytecode is again interpreted by the JVM and produce the corresponding output. So JVM means it is a Java virtual machine. So these are the three processes there. In ordinary compilation, directly source code to machine code by the compiler, either by the compiler or by the interpreter. But in the case of Java compilation process, Java program we have written the Java program, that is the source code is compiled by the Java compiler and it produces a machine language, a special type of machine language code that is known as the bytecode, and this bytecode is interpreted by the JVM and at last it produces the output. So let's look the first step. Programs written in Java are compiled into a special type of machine language for a virtual machine is known as JVM. So what is a JVM? JVM means Java Virtual Machine. The machine language for the JVM is known as Java bytecode. This JVM bytecode is interpreted by the JVM. Here you can write one more word. Here source code is, here it is compiling. Write as compiler, using the compiler or JVM, compiling. Okay, this is the compiling process, and here JVM through the bytecode to JVM. Here it is bytecode to JVM interpretation. So bytecode needs an interpreter to execute them on any platform. The interpreter is called JIT, that is known as just-in-time compiler. Just-in-time compiler reads the bytecode and translates it to the native executable code as per the host machine. So why the JVM? That is another question, is it? Actually, the source code is compiled to bytecode. Bytecode is interpreted by the JVM and it produces the output. Inside the JVM, JIT compiler will be there. That is actual interpreter. The interpreter also called JIT, just in time compiler. It reads the bytecode and translates it to the native executable or machine code as per the host machine. So just to check one by one, first we are writing a Java program written in what is the extension? Source code? Yes, .java file. In the .java file we are writing the Java program and compiled by the Java compiler. While it compiles, it will produce a bytecode and this bytecode will be in .class file with an extension .class. And JVM reads the bytecode. This JVM reads the bytecode and interprets into machine code, depends upon the underlying operating system and hardware combination. That is depends upon the platform. JIT compiler is a part of JVM. So inside the JVM, JIT compiler is there. Actually, JIT compiler is interpreting the bytecode and it compiles the bytecode into executable code. Clear? These are the compilation, Java compilation process. So here hello.java, that is an example program. Hello is the class name. Whenever we are writing a Java program, class name should be same as the file name. So hello is the class name and as well as file name. So hello.java. By the .java extension we need to say the Java program. Hello is the class name. Then when we compiled using Java compiler, when we compiled, Java compiler will produce a bytecode, the same class name or the file name with an extension .class. And Java programs are compiled and their bytecodes are produced. These bytecodes are always exactly the same irrespective of the computer systems they are to execute upon. That is the main difference between Java compilation and ordinary compilation. In ordinary compilation, machine code are different for different platform. Here, the bytecode is always exactly the same irrespective of the platform. Okay, that is the main point. Next is the characteristics of Java. Java has many characteristics that make an application a powerful one and giving security also. That means that make it eligible for a powerful and popular language. Only very few important characteristics of Java we are discussing here. First one is WORA. That means write once, run anywhere. So if you understand the concept of bytecode, you can easily understand what is WORA. Write once, run anywhere. Java programs need to be written once, which can be run on different platforms without making changes in the Java program. Only the Java interpreter is changed depending upon the platform, is it? Yes. So the second one, lightweight code. That is, with Java, big and useful applications can be created with a very light code. That is, no huge coding is required. That's why it is lightweight code. Third one, security. Java offers many enhanced security features to make its program safe and secure. The next one is object-oriented language. Java is an object-oriented language. Thereby, it is very near to the real world, and we have compared that real world object into the programming concepts, everything we discussed. So by that way, it is very near to the real world. And the last one here, we are indicating the characteristics as platform independent. This also you can understand from the bytecode. Change of platform doesn't affect the original Java program or application. Java is essentially platform independent. So these are the main characteristics of Java, and some other characteristics like built-in graphics, supports multimedia, and it's an open product, freely available to all. These are the different characteristics of Java. So for today's session, we just learned about the compilation process, ordinary compilation process and Java compilation process. And in Java compilation process, new terms like bytecode, just-in-time compiler, JVM, Java Virtual Machine, like this different terms we have learned. And what are the different characteristics of Java, like WORA, write once, run anywhere, lightweight code, security, object-oriented language, platform independent. These are the different ones. So let's learn these all, how to write these all and learn well. Okay, thank you for watching. Thank you. See you on the next video.